We begin as the Ministry of Intelligence in Tehran. They claim to have uncovered a spy network connected to the Mossad. It gathered information on Iranian security companies through the use of a straw company, as they put it. They're in Singapore that was inviting senior Iranian figures to conferences in Malaysia, Turkey, Oman, elsewhere. According to the announcement, several members of this network were arrested, though not much detail was provided. In another development, it's an emerging investigative report. The Israeli security establishment was aware for a year that Iranian hackers had seized control of dozens of Israeli security cameras across the country. For some reason, took no measures to stop it. Now, this issue came to light around the hackers revealing footage of the terror attack in Jerusalem just last month. And again, to some of the latest around Iran with it. Focus on espionage. We're joined by Professor Uzi Rabi, a senior researcher for the Center of Iranian Studies at Tel Aviv University. Professor Rabi, always good to have you with us. Look, no surprise, clearly no surprise that there's high-level ongoing espionage between Israel and Iran. But, the announcement in Tehran, what do we read from this? Is it aimed at distracting their public, refocusing the country's attention again on the Israeli boogeyman?
Well, basically, this is not kind of a new pattern. From time to time, Iran is coming up with such accusations or such claims. Basically, this time, once again, they do not provide any evidence whatsoever to what they say. But I would say that, as always for me, when there is that kind of report coming from Iran, it is basically kind of the means by which to refuel the engine of the revolution, so to speak, especially as that the regime is in kind of a predicament in and out. And I guess that this would be something that is becoming kind of a very, very regular pattern, from time to time. The other thing, which I do think that this is something that must be emphasized, is that the regime, especially these days, it's trying to use such reports in order to corroborate his accusations against Israel and the United States with regard to what we call the hijab protests or all that riots that are being held in Iran for the recent 3 months. So basically, it goes in and out. It could, either ways, could go either ways. Basically, this is kind of a tactic by the regime, especially this time, to deal with the problems the regime faces.
Do you think we're likely, given that, do you think we're likely to see a lot more of this? In the near term, these attempts by Tehran to raise the profile again of their shadow war with Israel? Is this likely to see a lot more of this right now?
Yes, I think that it has to do basically with, the ongoing shadow war. Yeah. But as I said before, because of the protests in Iran, demonstrations, riots, whatever, and because we know that the regime in Iran is in a deep predicament regarding that, they would like also to come up with some news that would divert the attention actually to events out of Iran, and Israel is a wonderful candidate, actually, to be the scapegoat for that sense.
What's your thoughts on, the Mossad here and the ongoing espionage? Allegedly, we've seen a string of what appear to be major successes inside Iran just in the last decade. Stealing tons of secret information on the nuclear program, assassinations. Has Iran scored some victories as well here? Is this security camera issue, for example, as bad as it sounds?
Yeah, this is not that great a victory. But definitely, there are indications that Iran keeps trying to retaliate. Here and there, they have some minor success. Anyway, Israel should pay attention to that because Iran is always making sort of a steady progress with regard to that kind of warfare. Another thing that I just would like also to emphasize is the minorities. At this stage, minorities in Iran are being, suspected by the regime to become kind of Trojan horses at the service of outside forces. And since the regime itself is in the midst of a paranoia, so to speak, I guess that you are right. Actually, we're going to have more and more of that, and that might be, culminated in kind of a series of attacks, deliberately actually done by Iran.
Professor Rabi, I want to get your thoughts while I got to another topic here that's obviously the overarching nuclear threat. I mean, is it time for Plan B or C, or has Israel's Plan A always been, understanding the Iranian commitment to our destruction here, has it always been a combination of military activity and sabotage? I mean, what are we going to see?
Well, Iran, first of all, is pretty worried about the new government in Israel and its possible deeds against the nuclear facilities. But I dare say that once Iran actually has joined the other axis, providing Putin or Russia with all these lethal drones, basically Iran actually took side in a very, very prompt manner. And this is something that Europe and, of course, the U.S. has to or have to reconsider with regard to Iran. I think that this is kind of a new situation. Iran definitely internalizes this fact. But if I would actually have to gamble on that, as I said before, we're gonna see actually just more, I would say, actions on the side of Iran coming in the Middle East and out of the Middle East in order to just turn the tide or create kind of a situation that would be a little bit more comfortable for the regime now that he is being under siege from Iran inside and out of Iran.
Professor Uzi Rabi, always good to have you with us. Important topics abound around Iran. Thank you.